There's a cat in my video now.
Yeah.
Hey kitty, do you want to hang out? Okay then, let's do some book reading today. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by on the previous one and showing me all your support. Really appreciate it. I hope you liked that video. I'm gonna do more like that, and if you want to see them, do press the subscribe button and the little bell to get notified every time I post a video. For today, I want to do something different. Rather than doing an art journal with me, which I really love, I want to read one of my stories that I wrote in one of my creative writing classes. I am really close to the story because not only did I do it as a short story, but I also further changed it into a script, one that I'm hoping to get out there eventually. The title of this is called Prom Night. It's not the fixed title, it's a working title. A gist: the story is set in hell and on earth, and it's about a very interesting person named 𝐦𝐬𝐿. So without further ado, here's the story. Prom, a formal dance. 𝐦𝐿 sat by his mahogany desk, staring at the big, rusty, and tattered book in front of him. There were 3 new names, and all at the same time. What? Did they really think that just because he was the best in the business, that he could manage to take away 3 souls at the same time? Letting out a deep sigh, he got up from his seat, grabbed the book in his hand, and stormed out of his room, heading to the main hall. He needed to speak to someone about this. On his way, he looked back down into his book. Neatly imprinted in a fancy italic were 3 names: Zafira Darbeck, Bonnie Ames, and Venus Blackwood. Each of them were posing as high school students at Avon High. And even though the 3 being in the same place made 𝐦𝐿𝐿's work easier, it still did not justify the fact that he had to take 3 souls at the same time. It took a lot of skill to be able to suck out 1 soul without dying. And he was still just a young retriever, and unlike demons, retrievers were not fully immortal. They could be killed if they used their power too much. Shutting the book with a slam, 𝐦𝐿𝐿 picked up his speed in walking down to the council hall. The path to the main floor was deserted as always. None of the other retrievers ever stayed in the quarters. They would hang out at the pub on level 5, and unlike 𝐦𝐿𝐿, they enjoyed the leisures of living in hell. The walls on this level were white, with no windows and no paintings at all. Just a plain, boring white, a white that reminded 𝐦𝐿𝐿 of oblivion. The council hall door up ahead was a big and white door, with a bare tree as the centerpiece painted on the door in black. 𝐦𝐿𝐿 pushed the door open and walked in. "Retriever, why have you come?" one of the demons behind the desk asked. "I wish to speak with the demon that handed me 3 names at the same time," 𝐦𝐿𝐿 said, holding his book of names up into view. "What business do you have with said demon?" the old demon in front of him asked. "Which of you soulless beings deems it alright for 1 retriever to fetch 3 souls at the same time?" 𝐦𝐿𝐿 asked, his voice raising with impatience. He looked around the room, waiting for someone to make a move. 6 demons were seated in front of him. Each of them looked at him, and then continued with their work. One of them in the very back stood up. His scrawny frame made him laughable, and not worthy of being called a demon. "I did," said the skinny demon. "Who gave you the right?" 𝐦𝐿𝐿 asked. "You must know the toll it takes on a retriever when he sucks out the souls of beings on the mortal plane." "It was the master's orders. You must bring back 3 souls before midnight on the night of the new moon when the fire circle completes," the skinny demon said. 𝐦𝐿𝐿 stared at the demon before letting out a sigh, and turned to leave. There was no way he was getting out of this one if the master had condemned it. Now he was stuck, retrieving 3 souls at one time. How in the hell was he going to do that? And what is a prom? He never understood why humans made such a fuss about all the material things in their life. Education and learning he understood, but all other things, they were not connected to learning and he did not get. Just like this thing called prom. Corsage, a spray of flowers pinned together, worn by the woman on her wrist or collar. 3 hours into the night and Calcifer was already bored enough to want to head back to his confided room. After spending all day with his gopher, he finally understood the meaning of prom and why it was celebrated. He also discovered that he would have to wear a stupid suit. For the sake of the job, he pushed back the disgusted feeling of being forced into a fancy outfit and put on his suit. Finding the location wasn't hard. After all, there was only one school by the name of 𝐦𝐮𝐬𝐢 High in Havenstown. The hard part was locating the 3 girls and dragging their souls to hell. Calcifer never understood why any being would want to live in this mortal plane. Or did he ever know what kind of being he was hunting? That was always a surprise. Every single time. "What do you think you're doing?" a voice said from behind. Calcifer turned to see his hellhound standing at his feet. "Waiting for them to show up," Calcifer said. "And waiting here you will know them?" the hellhound asked. "Why are you even here?" Calcifer stood up, walking towards the entrance of the school, and then turned back around. "They can't see me," the hellhound answered, "though I feel these 3 will be able to see me." "What do you mean?" "Did you really think you would have to suck out each of their souls one by one?" The black dog looked up at him, yellow beady eyes piercing into his soul as if conveying an unspoken message. "Of course, they had to leave out the most important detail," Calcifer said, throwing his hands up in the air in frustration. "Didn't they think it would be wise enough to inform me that these 3 were witches?" Frustrated with this new information, Calcifer stomps off towards the woods. It all made sense now. The wordings were, "You must bring back 3 souls before midnight on the night of the new moon when the fire circle completes." Which just meant, retrieve 3 rogue witches on the night of a new moon when they have completed the bonding of their powers. In simpler words, he only had to give one of them the kiss of death in order to kill all 3 of them. Kiss. A touch with lips as a sign of love, desire, or in this case, death. The end. So that's it for Calcifer's story. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you leave your comments in the bottom letting me know what you think about it, whether you want me to do more read-through of my short stories. Would you like to hear me read my poems, or would you like me sticking to more artsy stuff? Let me know. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it once again. Thank you for all the love. You guys are the best. Thanks. See ya.